Wake up. Screens on. Hey. Coffee. Keys. Let's go. Netherlands in motion. Tech talk on the radio. Ellen in the hot seat. Jerome with the sharp take. Hey. Kelvin brings the deep dive. They're live when you're barely awake. It's Microsoft Monday Morning Radio. Hey. 0845. Let the insights flow. From Azure clouds to data centers glow. Microsoft 365. Security in the know. Microsoft Monday Morning Radio. Netherlands, we're ready. Let's go! From Rotterdam to Amsterdam. Every team, every play. Tune in. Tune up. Take a stand. Build your week with the crew on demand.
Microsoft Monday Morning Radio.
Oh, 0845, let the questions roll as your dock ya. Lock your systems closed. Microsoft 365. Security on patrol. Microsoft Monday Morning Radio. Netherlands, you're ready. Let's go!
Oh, let's go. Good morning,
let's
Kelvin.
go. Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning, good morning. It's Monday morning. It's that time of the day where you go like, why? Why did I get up this early? And
Yeah, or yes, finally out of home after
out of
the
home.
weekend.
Yeah. Oh, no more kids around me. No more screaming kids, and just here relaxing.
Quiet time,
relaxing.
focus time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's June. It's like the most wonderful month of the year where we
Yeah.
have closing month for a
3
lot.
more weeks.
Yeah, 3 more weeks. We closed on CSP, right? So
Yeah.
that was a week ago. But now everything else needs to be closed. So it's going to be an interesting week. So good morning to everybody. And welcome to the show. Great to have you on our show today. There's been a lot of stuff going around. So we're going to talk.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw Build. That was really cool.
Yeah,
So,
Build was amazing.
yeah.
A lot of new stuff happening, which we will talk later on
Yeah.
for sure.
we had
Also-
Expert Live.
We have Experts Live last week, where
Last
you
week?
did a
Yeah,
radio
yeah,
show with
yeah.
a lot of experts, hence Experts Live.
Oh man, we had 2,300 attendees.
Yeah,
it's a
it's
massive
crazy.
event, and it's a
Yeah.
partner-led event, so it was
Yeah.
really cool how that turned out.
Yeah, and a lot of internal announcements as well. So enough for you to listen and to stay tuned.
Yeah, we have a lot to cover. So where do we want to start? Before we start with the song, but just
man.
no, we have an important thing. Why isn't Ellen here? I think that's also important. Yeah.
Well, she got married
Yeah, she got married. Yeah,
Yeah.
like 2 weeks ago.
2
and-
weeks ago.
and
yeah.
she's still on a honeymoon.
She's still on a honeymoon, enjoying her holiday as
Yeah,
well, and
yeah.
then also a new home.
Isn't that the same thing, honeymoon and holiday, or is that a different thing?
No. I think she has both her honeymoon and then attached.
What's the difference? Help me out on this one, because I thought when
Yeah.
I've been married once, divorced, but I've been married once. So I tried, I failed.
No, in the honeymoon nothing goes wrong, and in a holiday something can go wrong.
Oh, really?
So,
Really? That's how it works.
I would reckon it's like that.
Okay. That's good to know.
So that's why I call I don't know the English word, but the witte broodweken.
De witte broodweken. Oh yeah. So it's like that's cool. That's cool. So yeah, Ellen will be here hopefully next week.
Next week, yeah.
Yeah, she will be back. So we get also some structure in the show
Yeah,
again. So I
for
think
sure,
that's good.
yeah.
And we'll probably have some guests also. But there's so much stuff going on where we were thinking like, okay, we can talk to you also and talk to you about all the stuff that's going on, that's happening.
Yes, because there are a lot of new announcements. So the week before, last week actually, Microsoft Build was. So Microsoft Build is more focused on, let's say, the data and AI parts of the house. And there were actually quite a lot of updates. So if you already know, we had an update a couple of weeks back on Claw Pilot. Which was massively announced there as well, renamed to Microsoft Scout. But I think what the main concept was, and I think we can talk about that later on as well, is we have own models, we have more stuff, and we're actually moving from having, let's say, an AI that does your prompt and you will receive some information to actually go execute.
Yeah.
And I think that's an amazing phase where we're going to.
Yeah, I've been playing around a little bit with Microsoft Scout, as it's called now. And
Yeah.
I had a fun weekend with that. So to be honest, I was like going downstairs to my girlfriend, going like, "Oh wow, see this, right? Oh, see this. This is like amazing stuff. This is like, we can do this, right?"
It's like crazy. So I'm also a part of the internal chats, and you see people building their own chief of staffs, building a whole service, connecting to MSX, drafting all the dreadful work that they need to do, which is part of their job.
Yeah.
automating that in a reliable and automated way, it's crazy good how the quality is.
Exactly, and you didn't have to code a single letter.
No.
I was like, okay, like it built like website and stuff. But we're going to talk about it a little bit later. But of course, we always start with some fun music. So I was thinking, like, it was a little bit drizzle this weekend. So I felt like, well, why not do a little bit of a drizzle song? Yeah,
September.
yeah, September. Yeah, thinking about September, then your holiday's over again. To keep it positive, right?
Our love is strong as a lion, soft as the cotton you lying. Times we got hot like an iron, you and I. Our hearts had never been broken. We were so innocent, darling. We used to talk till the morning, you and I. We had that mixtape on every weekend. Had it repeating, had it repeating. You were my September song, summer lasted too long. Time moves so slowly when you're only 15. You were my September song. Tell me, where have you gone? Do you remember me? We were only 15, and I remember the chorus. They were singing it for us. You were my September song. Tell me, where have you gone? Do you remember me? We were only 15. Sometimes I think that I see you facing the strangest of places, down on the underground station, passing by. I get a mad sense of danger, feel like my heart couldn't take it. Cause if we met we'd be strangers, you and I. Still I play that mixtape every weekend. Got it repeating, got it repeating. You were my September song, summer lasted too long. Time moves so slowly, when you're only 15. You were my September song. Tell me, where have you gone? Do you remember me? We were only 15, and I remember the chorus. They were singing it for us. I hear that September song and I'm singing along, thinking about you and me. Oh, what a melody. And as the years go by, you will still be mine, be mine. You were mine. You were my September song, summer lasted too long. Time moves so slowly when you're only 15. You were my September song. Tell me, where have you gone? Do you remember me? We were only 15, and I remember the chorus. They were singing it for us. You were my September song. I remember the chorus. They were singing it for us.
J.P. Cooper.
It also has some summery vibes as well.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's like that lazy, laid-back kind of vibe thing that we got going on. So I think that's really good. That's really good. We were talking about Microsoft Scout,
Yes.
formerly known as Claude.
Claude Pilot.
Claude Pilot, niet Claude.
Pilot,
Claude,
yeah,
Claude,
Project Lobster for the early days. In,
yeah.
as it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's again, right? I'm not a developer. I cannot develop any code. When I see code, my eyes go shut. Basically, my bless you, my dear, bless you.
Yeah.
So it's but it's massive, right? So people who don't know, tell a little bit about it. Like you're the expert on this thing.
Yeah.
tell.
So the way on how I always explain it is like you have your Copilot now,
Yeah.
and with Microsoft Scout you have your Autopilot. So you're getting a little bit into the Marvel. If you're into Marvel, create your own Jarvis or create your own personal assistant that's always on, that does things on the background on your behalf, that
Yeah.
you're able to work, iterate with it, code with it, let them do stuff, fill in MSX data, make your account planning, which is also very, very actual. And it's able to navigate across Teams, Outlook, OneDrive, SharePoint, MCP servers, regardless of what you have. And the main thing is that usually this was reserved for people who had some building skills. They know a little bit of Java or Python or whatever. Or they even people who spend their days, if you're, for example, an admin working with PowerShell, for example. Yeah, it does all those commands with just natural language.
Yeah.
So, for example, in this period of time, you're always thinking, okay, I need to clean up my attic and we need to restructure it. I asked Cloudpilot, okay, look at all my internal files. How would you restructure it? And it restructured all the data that I had, created new folders, created a new overview, deleted duplicates, so that I had a clean environment.
Yeah.
And this is just a simple example of what you can do. But yeah, we always are very focused on, okay, what will it for productivity mean? Will you save time, etc. But what it for me meant is that I gained a whole lot of more mental space because I said, okay, if I can outsource this type of work, I can focus on, let's say, more strategics. I have 86 accounts in for my set that I'm responsible for. I can start to give them one-on-one attention without me having to give that one-on-one attention.
Yeah, no, agree. And it's kind of funny that you say that, because the first thing I tried was like, it had to do with this morning Microsoft Monday radio show what I tried. So I'm like, okay, I need to go to work, get over here.
Yeah.
I come from Amersfoort. It's sometimes busy. So I asked to do like, can you check what the traffic was and in the history? Take into account like weather and stuff like that you have a longer period of time in winter, and then block the time that I need to travel in my agenda. So basically now I got a blocker for me to
have that travel time.
To have the travel time, based on the historic facts of.
So it schedules 43 minutes,
Yeah.
which you would never do if you would schedule it on your own. for
Exactly.
example.
So it's really funny how that works, and I was like super impressed. Also, like the other thing we were talking about that, and it doesn't work as well as I now, but that has to do with an API. We talked about that. But like flight schedules, what are the cheapest flights, when and where? Because I need to fly to Spain quite often, and I'm like, okay, I want to have the cheapest flights. So for me, that's can you give me like a notification? And it's kind of cool. It builds like a website for me. It even gives me like, okay, this is the best price. You said book now, so you go directly into the booking site, and basically it can book it for you. I was like, what is happening here? You know?
Yeah, and what you actually also see a lot of people doing is that the people, especially in the customer-focused areas, they tend to give a lot of presentations. And you see also a lot of people saying, okay, I want to build a presentation, but I want to have it more interactive, or I want to share more information than just everything that I can put on a slide. And what you're able to do is to build, for example, an interactive web page which has all the information as the presentation has, but because it's interactive, you can build simulations in it, models, whatever you might want. And that's amazing, because that creates a whole new dynamic on the information that you want to get across.
Yeah, it's kind of funny if you say that, right? Because also what I did, and it's also kind of funny, we have these workshops, these MCI workshops, EAS workshops that we have in the SME&C, and I get a lot of questions, is this customer eligible? So basically there's like a model for that. So I connected to the model and just created a website where they just need to fill in the TPID or
AmIallowed.com.
Yeah, something like that, and just says, okay, this customer is available. You can do these workshops with these customers, just like that. I'm like, okay, that's super easy. They just have to fill in the name on the website.
And that's actually the transformation, because we have, especially within Microsoft, so much information. We have dev pages, we have SharePoint sites, we have I don't know how many information layers, and for the first time now, you don't need to worry about, okay, where is the information, what is it scattered, and especially we're heading to the new fiscal year, so new programs are being launched, etc. This is the way on how to get the information across, to get a higher engagement for everyone to use it, and also to make it flawless.
Yeah, but it speeds up so many things that you do on the back end, like admin work and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So, and we just discussing this before the show started. It was like you were saying, like there was a person that says it saves me 10 hours per week.
Yeah.
10 hours per week. That's like 25%. If you have like we don't have that a 40-hour work week at Microsoft. I need to get to the first person who's going to say, okay, well, I'm working less than 40 hours.
Yeah.
Never seen that. But okay, let's say 40 hours. It's 25%.
Yeah.
So what does it mean? Does it mean that I need to do more work on other things, or do I have more work-life balance? How do we?
I think it's both. So on the other hand, I think the main part is that it gives some relief on pressure on the feeling that you because we always have ambitious targets to attain. So on the one hand, it helps you to create more clarity, which gives you also peace of mind and maybe also give you some time back.
Yeah, I agree.
And on the other hand, if you see, especially in, for example, your segment, which is SMC, but also for my segment in Major Growth, there is sometimes so much untapped potential that you would like to address but don't have the time to address. And I think that is the beauty of this period in time, that for the first time, without gaining additional pressure, you have the ability to create more without having to do more.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's. I think you're spot on with that. What you're saying. I think, but you still need to check, right? So my feeling is it can give you like ease of mind what you're saying, but how can you trust? Because you say I like the from Copilot to autopilot. I like that, but still with an autopilot, it's not that. You can blame that. Like if you're in a Tesla and the car crashes, you're still responsible.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering how that goes, because I have a lot of discussions with people where they go like, yeah, but Copilot said this. I said, well, no, they changed it and it's this. And people go like, yeah, but why is Copilot saying that? I'm like, dude, right?
It's
I
not
always
my problem. The joke
but,
towards insurances. So your investments of the future might not hold in the past, might not hold in the future.
Yeah,
and it actually is the same with Copilot, right? So people have an experience. I tried that 6 months ago and it didn't work, and so I don't use it anymore. Because it goes so fast, we see iterations sometimes even on a daily basis. And when going to autopilot, it's more or less when having a new colleague in. You're testing the colleague, seeing, okay, what is your information, what is your background, and the further along you go, the more trust you will hand over to that colleague. And the same actually applies to your autopilot or Microsoft Scout in this instance. In the beginning, always verify, check twice, be skeptical about the information that you receive. But as you go further along, and the technology also goes further along, you see that the accuracy rates are actually increasing week over week.
Yeah. I even saw a guy who was doing his expenses now. He just takes a photograph of it, and it just then the whole workflow starts. He it creates the expense report. It imports it without one single click going into that tool.
Right? In this case, Joris also mentioned that last week, that for his the wonderful tool that we have, which is called Microsoft Vacation. He auto-approves all the vacation requests that he has with Microsoft Scout in this instance. So he built a whole automation process around it, and that sounds like an easy task. But if you have a lot of people working under you or with you, depending on the vision that you have, but those small type of things take actually a lot of time if you build it in out to a week.
I know, like my Connect is I think for 90% done via Copilot and stuff like. And even my manager gave like, okay, this is the prompt you have to use. Then this is what you need to copy in, and then edit this, and this, and then I think her reply was even also from Copilot. And that's the worrisome bit that I have sometimes, right? It's what we do, we like humans, what is still a human input? Because you can do autopilot, you can do with you should have called it autopilot. With Microsoft Scout, you can say, okay, this is how it works, and if I get like an invite from Jeroen and it's in a time frame, it will accept it, and if it's not, it will decline. I will then get that message and then react to that via my assistant that I have. how do we correlate still, right?
Yeah, so on the one hand, I think we also need to be vigilant about, okay, what will we outsource and what don't we outsource, right? So because it doesn't make sense to outsource those types of support. But for example, as you gave it the example for the Connects, yeah, everybody finds it dreadful to fill everything in, to do a recap of, okay, what did I do over the last 3 to 6 months? And what it actually does is that it provides clarity, provides you insight, and that I think over time it will also narrate your voice even better than it even does right now, so that you can actually see, hey, that's right, I did this and this, and I didn't forgot to fill it in, so you get a more complete picture. And I think on the other hand, we need to be vigilant about not becoming, let's say, a part of that coggle that you need to push, because it's also, you're not going to outsource your thinking process, right? You want the heavy stuff to be done,
and that's where I feel the challenge a little bit, the thinking process. So as a Chinese wisdom was like, if you want to learn something, you can. If you see it, you learn a little bit. If you read it, but if you write it, you learn more. Yeah. And that writing has to do with the real execution that you do. And that's my worrisome. Yeah. Right? If I look at my kids, I got 2 kids. One is 23, the other is 20. Yes, guys, I look still that young. I had very young kids. No one is young, I had kids, of course. But still, if I look at them and they now go like, they trust on that technology so much that... They stop thinking sometimes, right? And that's my little bit of a worrisome, that we're getting more stupid.
Yeah, that's a bold statement.
Yeah, but
what you actually see happening is that also in some studies which they're also performing now, that you see other parts of the brain activating.
Okay.
So on the one hand, it was more or less everybody said, okay, if I want to find some information, I would now Google it, and they now say I co-pilot it, or whatever phrase you would like to call it. But that actually means that instead of people searching for that information, they're actually spending more time on validating information. And that, I think that's the critical part that we need to also learn ourselves, but also learn our children, but also our customers, is be critical of everything that you read. Because everything that you read, even now, regardless if it's on the news or not, it's always a viewpoint. Yeah. That means that if you receive that information, you're going to verify it, etc. So you had the trusted sources where if you read a book, you know, okay, it's validated, etc. But still, then you would make your own conclusion. And for AI, because you have so much to be done in a small or in lesser time, you need to validate more and more and more. And that's where you also see that other parts of the brain are being tapped more, because that's the critical part inside which you need to activate. It's
kind of funny that it was of course a bold statement, getting more stupid, and that's really sometimes the worrisome that I have. On the other hand, yesterday my daughter pinged me and she was like, okay, can I use Copilot for a specific scenario? And she works in the home health care. So, and that means that she sometimes goes to the people and do them some care. She's like a nurse, but also she works in the office and do like planning stuff and reports. And for the report stuff, she asked me, okay, can I use Copilot to do like recaps for me, and also to go like, okay, the patients and also all the information about what doctors were there. I said, yeah, you can do that, right? And she asked me, is it safe? And I said, well, yeah, it's safe because it only looks at the data that you have access to. Correct. Right? And that's a good start. And I think when people start to think like that, from a perspective, and trust me, she is really not a technology person. I repeat, she's everything but a technology person in that case. But she's still sweet and I still love her. But yeah, it's kind of funny that people are getting that brain working and say, okay, I can have that assistant working.
Especially, and that's also why we also introduced Agent 365 and also a lot of parts, because what you're going to see going forward is that if you need to trust your AI to automate stuff, go on autopilot, you also need some tools in place to have automatic labeling, to detect prompt injection, for example, or people are uploading a corrupt zip file. That's where you need some technology also to help you going forward with that part, because it's not only about doing that stuff, which is perfectly doable also in the context of your daughter, but also having the safe guardrails on applying that as well.
Yeah, it's there are a lot of stuff coming at us. Right?
Yeah.
I've never seen technology go this fast. Right, I'm 50 years old. I work in IT.
You don't look 50.
Oh, thank you so much. You're so sweet. It's all Botox. No, but technology goes super fast, right? And I've been working in IT since I was 18, so that's 32 years now. And when I started, it was like we have CD-ROMs and we have updates and stuff like that, and you just have to do the whole thing. And if you look right now where we're at, right, it goes so fast, right? And sometimes for me it even goes, I won't say too fast, but still very fast.
No, it's you have to be more on point than ever, and then especially if you go on holiday, you think, whoa, the world changed while I was away for only 1 or 2 weeks or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's actually the phase that we're going in. For example, Anthropic said last week, we need to slow down a little bit because the pace in which we evolve also needs to be adopted, and that's, I think, also an important part. But yeah, what you're actually seeing is that we are building more and more on these topics. We're creating that safeguard structure. And I think that for us, the biggest message also to get across to your customers is explain it as you would to a 5-year-old what is actually happening.
Yeah.
And then if you move away all the fuss and all the marketing, you actually see that people are actually learning more and more.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
In that new model. And
Yeah.
for example, one of the other things which was also announced during build, that we now have our own models as well, part of the My family.
Yeah.
For a specific part. And a new word was introduced, tokenomics, tokenomics, because that's the next thing that we're heading towards. So there's so much happening, which also creates for a lot of people, I think, new excitement, maybe some elevation even. So yeah, it's an amazing time to work here. Yeah.
If you are feeling like, okay, I want to see this, I want to use this, and you're here within Microsoft, what are our options? What can we do?
So if you want to wait a few weeks, Microsoft IT MS IT will launch Microsoft Scout to be official. You can also request access to Cloud Pilot.
Yeah, and it goes
Scout.
really fast. I think within an hour I think there's an agent behind it.
Depending on the time zone when you request it, it's still a manual process.
I did it on Saturday.
So maybe you had an enthusiastic person working there. But yeah, within a day you will get access to Cloud Pilot, Microsoft Scout. I always use them still both, because in sometimes if you use the not the latest UI, you will still see Cloud Pilot. But yeah, test with it, build with it, see what you can do, and also, especially now, because we're heading into the new fiscal year, see how you can transform your work with it.
Yeah, and there's some trainings being done. I know that the PDMs have a training going on. I think it just started at 9, and they have a training now how to use it. Yeah. So
if you're part of that test pilot, you can also attend the working classes, which attend for our local time at 9 in the evening.
Oh, that's a good timing. There's nothing on television.
There's nothing on television, so you can do that. And we're going to the World Cup, so in this case, it's even before all the majority of all the matches. So that's also a good pre-prep. But there you see a lot of people just tinkering on their own accord. And going about and see what you can do. So I would also recommend you to visit that.
Great. So if you want to learn more, just Copilot it, where you can get like the URLs for the request. We're not going to tell you. You have to do something for it. I think that's also a good challenge, right? Then you really want it. And don't forget, on the 1st of July, we have our celebration coming up. So 40 years of Microsoft. So if you want to be part of it, please
with oliebollen.
Yeah, please make sure you register yourself. Oliebol. Oh yeah, of course, it's the new year, but also
New Year,
but we also have like the party in Amsterdam.
Exactly.
So that's going to be interesting. So if you want to be there, that will be great. Thank you all for listening. It's been an amazing time again, and we see you next week.
See you next week.
And talk then. Bye bye.
Bye bye.